All right, it is 1 after 6. We're going to go ahead and get started. The sooner we get started, the sooner we are able to get going. Checking to see, got a mic level going there, so we should be good to go. So we are going to get going. I have been reading your responses that have been in there. Looks like there's a little hesitation on the camera there. Not quite sure what's going on there, but it is a bit behind. Not sure what's going on with the slowdown. Let me see if I can speed that up here. Looks like it should still be going okay. But it does seem to be having a little bit of a slowdown. Seeing if there's anything I can do to speed that up. Okay, so it's going to be just lagging a little bit. System does seem to be moving slow in general all the way around, but we're going to get going. So I was reading your replies. I loved what you put in there as I've been going through. The good thing is you are generally keeping up. That is a great thing. So hopefully you won't have a lot of things going on this weekend. You'll be able to enjoy yourselves. So since it is after 6 o'clock, I want to go ahead and get going. And we are going to do a screen share. I do like to get started on time, so away we go. So if you check on past class recordings, you will see that that is indeed populating. I'm color coding that, make it a little bit easier to stand out. I've got everything populated all the way through, so you'll see where those go. Um, Take a look, and again, if you are in here, I'm going to make sure that I am viewing as a student, and you check your grades. You will see that if there are any comments out here, those will appear in a bubble. Click on those, you will see things that I have put out there. You'll also see your grades. Please keep up with those. Any questions that you have on that? Hey, how's it going out there? I see you popped in. Awesome to see you. How you doing? Doing good? Yeah. All right. And so I've got a better camera placement, so I'm not trying to dodge around a bar here. I'm getting some new stuff as they're coming in, and that's so trying to update the class for y'all. All right, so we are in week one. So I want to go ahead and jump in. You should be caught up all the way through here. We are on Thursday. Thursday is our Friday around here. Woo, woo. That's a good thing. We are heading into the weekend, so you should be caught up with everything. So let's take a look at Thursday. You have your live conference participation assignment. Get that in early, get done, get a jump on the weekend. Why you chose this field? Most people have completed this. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. But, when that midterm comes around, that 5 extra points on top of that. Let's think about that. If you are sitting there in a high B, you get that 5 points. It pushes you into an A. It's a half a letter grade. That's a good thing. But we're going to talk about resumes. Resumes are your foot in the door. Everybody needs a resume. I have some people who actually hit this class and they think, I don't need a resume. Everybody got a resume? Anybody need a resume? Need a resume? Okay? So that resume assignment's going to help you get your resume in order, either create one, hey, welcome to the class, or it's going to help you create a resume. And we're going to talk about keywords. But before we do that, I want to point you in a direction here on the home page. This big red button that says help. Okay, you don't have to scream when you click on it, but there's how you activate your subscription to your book. And here's how you check your book. Now, I'll give you a hint. My boss is going to go through here and they're going to check to see who has activated their book and who is actually utilizing it. And guess what they do? They send an email to your DOEs. So please activate your subscription. At least open the book. It pulls them even if you don't read it. Okay? Now, there's a reason why I brought you in here to take a look, because there's some valuable things that are going to help you with the class. But right here, what's this? Midterm study guide? Final exam study guide. I told you I got you covered. I want to make sure you do well. And in this midterm study guide, if I click on it, it's going to open up a PDF. Boom, 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 boom. I actually had somebody go, well, I can't read it because of this big blue thing. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm giving you all the information you need for your midterm, and you're going to critique it. I can take it away as quickly as I provide it. I don't have to do this, but I do it for a reason. Can y'all still hear me? I heard a boop on my headset. All right. I want to make sure. Not sure what causes that every now and then, but it multi-band, so sometimes it switches bands. Okay. So I want you to have these watermarks. These are things to protect your proprietary information. That's why I put it there. Okay, I don't want this to just be spread all over the place. But you can download it and you can print it. You can do whatever you want to with it, all right? So it will be out there for you to use on midterm and finals. Okay, now, one thing I want you to know on the final, you're only going to have to have the information from the second half of the class. It doesn't go all the way back, okay? Midterms only up to the first half, finals only the second half. Okay, I won't do that to you, go all the way back. But tonight, we're going to concentrate on keywords. How many people don't know what keywords are for in reference to your resume? Nobody in the morning class knew. So it's okay to not know. I always tell you, know what you don't know. Because if you know what keywords are, I'm going to ask you about them. Anybody not know what a keyword is on your resume? Good. So 100% of you know what the keywords are. So we're going to add a quiz in. I can activate that and we can take time. It'll be a 50 question quiz and we can add that in. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll give you one last chance. How many people don't know what those keywords are for their career? Nope. You guys know 100%. Okay, there we go. Kind of what I wanted to think. I wasn't going to throw that quiz in, but I want people to be aware that it's okay to not know. Because I'll give you a hint. I didn't know. Okay, I'm very old school. And when I moved up here from South Florida, was having issues getting hired, was doing it all wrong. So I want you to learn from my mistakes because I did it wrong. How many people have you applied, sent out resume, and it was like a haunted house. All you saw were ghosts. Nobody responded. Anybody get that effect? Nobody responds to your applications, your resumes, nothing. You get nothing. Yeah, okay. It's your fault. Only you don't know it's your fault. I didn't know it was my fault. I thought I did everything right. Oh boy, boy, did I ever. I was working it. Only I was doing it wrong. Okay. So we're going to help you out, find out what goes wrong. And part of it is right here, resume keywords. Okay. HVAC and electrical. Do I have y'all? Is that what it is? HVAC and electrical? No? Bed assist? Okay. HVAC and electrical. Okay. Medical? Medical assisting? Vet assisting? Anybody else? Welding? Any welders? Okay. So what you do is you find where you are on here. So like for electricians, electrician keywords. See these words in here? These are suggested words you have in your resume. Okay. These words will most likely, some of these will show up in the job descriptions for places that you're applying for. Okay. If these words are in those job descriptions and you don't have them on your resume, the way they word them, they're never going to see your resume ever. You're just blowing in the wind. Okay. If you're an electrician and they say that they want somebody who can cable a home, that can handle outages and know about low voltage systems and you don't have those listed, those 3 items listed, they'll never see you. You can have 30 years experience, but if you don't list those 3 items that they have listed in their job posting, they will never see you. Okay. These are keywords. So what's going to happen is they're going to run a selection and it's going to come out here with these keywords. It's going to go down your resume. Da, 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 da. Nope. Skip right on by you. This is what's happening. You're being skipped because you don't have the right words in your resume. Not that you're not good, not that you're, if you could explain yourself, it'd be one thing, but you're never getting that chance. Does everybody understand that and see the importance of keywords? Okay. Everybody got that? I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. This can go on for a long time. Instead of an hour, we can do all 4 hours. I need to see some responses. Okay, if you're not understanding, I'll explain this again. Keywords have to be on your resume or these companies are not going to find you. Everybody understand? Yes? All right. Thank you. Okay. Please don't leave me hanging out here. All right. So if you're not putting them out there, you're never going to get a job on these automated systems ever because they're never going to see you. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to let you know what's going wrong. And we're going to talk about this. So if you're not paying attention and you're not listening, it's not going to help you. And I'm trying to help you out. So let me help you. All right. Okay, so we're going to jump into this. I know it's Thursday, the end of the week. We all want to go do what we want to do. I have some awesome Godzilla movies that I want to watch. I like watching people in these rubber outfits that look like, old dinosaurs fighting. All right. We all want to do that, but we got things we got to do first. So let's get through this as quickly as we can and learn. It's your career. It's your money. If you don't want to do it, okay. But me personally, I like my money. So hang in here with me. So here we go. Because also remember, right now, Southern Tech has 9 classes of people in your same careers. Those 9 classes of people every month are moving into the same fields. You're in competition with those people every month as they get in there. You need to set yourself above them, and we can do that. All right. Here we go. Are we professionals tonight? Yes, yes. Where's my professionals? Come on, there we go. So we're going to talk about resumes. I like to call them resumes. Here we go. So we're going to talk about the purpose, importance of the resume, importance of keywords. You're going to hear keywords, 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 because I tell you, if you're not using them, you're not getting it. Okay. We're going to talk about the sections, the types of resumes, formats, because there's multiple formats. And we're going to briefly touch on non-traditional resumes, and we're going to talk about professional references because people are using those incorrectly too. Okay, so a resume, we know it's a written document and lists all your qualifications for that job. It's got your work experience, your education, but its true purpose is to convince that person that you have the experience and the skills to match right there, match the job qualification. So when it's listed in that job listing, you need to match it. Okay. How many people use one resume for every job they apply for? How many? Okay. Don't do that. Okay. Because you'll notice like job A, lists what they want. 1, 2, 3. Job B lists what they want in the order 2, 1, and 3. Job C lists the order of things that they want, 3, 2, and 1, right? So when you're listing your skills on that resume, you need to list them in the order in which the person wants. So what you do is you're going to have a master resume and you're going to make a copy every time you send it out when it's different. Okay, does everybody got that? So for person A, you're going to move those skills around to match what they want. Then for person B, you move it around for them. Why? Because that's what they want. Because you don't do this, but the next person does. Why will they choose the next person? Because they want their job to be easy. So when they see, oh, this person's got that. Oh, oh, look, they got everything that I want because it's at the top. They're going to choose whatever's easiest. If you understand, they're not going to want to search for that information. Make it easy for them. Let them find what they want. Put it in order. Keep your master one and then keep turning it out and putting the skills in the order in which they want. Trust me, this works. Okay. Update it for each job application. So you make a template. This is your master. Label it as such. Okay. Now you're going to find these keywords in the jobs. They're going to tell you what they want. And it's going to be related to that position. And this part about nouns or noun phrases, I'm not so worried about that, but I want you to be able to pick them out. That you need to be able to do. And you're going to look for trending keywords and phrases. How many of you are going to conventions or you're talking to people in your field to find out what's going on? You're staying current and relative to what's going on. Are you paying attention? Do you know what's current in your field? Anybody? Are you staying current and relative to what's in your field? Because you're going to hit this field and you're going to be asked, hey, do you know about this? Do you know about this? Okay, read trade magazines, look up things on the internet, find out what is going on, get excited. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. Invest in yourself. You're the best investment because you are in control of that. Okay. So we're going to read job advertisements and find out what those keywords are so that we can do this. Because with matching keywords, you're going to get this responses. How many people want people to respond back and give you offers? You want offers? You want the opportunity to get a great career? Yes. Hello. Okay. Thank you. Is something going on that I need to know about? I'm getting kind of delayed reaction. So uh, please, want to make sure, are y'all having, okay, is there like a hesitant there? I want to make sure I'm getting out there because I know system's moving slow tonight. Okay, so this is a post here. Okay, this is a regular job post. Right here, this is where you're going to find your keywords. Blueprints and schematics right there. Okay, installing torches, torch tips, MIG, TIG, stick. Do you see? These are the things that they're telling you that they want. So if you have these as skills, you're going to push those to the top. Okay. No matter where they are in your skills, you're going to rearrange them. Okay. You're going to search through and you're going to find these items. That's what you do. This is what brings their attention to you because they're using what we call an automatic tracking system. If you don't put these in there, they're never going to see you, ever. How many people have ever looked for a movie on Netflix and you couldn't find it because you didn't either spell it right or you used the wrong title? This is what happens if you don't put the right words in. You have the wrong title. Okay? So start looking to see what they're asking for and give it to them. Okay, so to know which keywords that's going to help you be there, research it. Look for what they're looking for. Give it to them, and they'll give you the things that you want. So these are all the parts of the resume, and we're going to start at the top. Okay, so the heading. Now pay attention because this has a change. It's the full name, it's the phone number, email address, and geographic location. Your street address is not in there anymore. We don't put that there. That's a safety issue anymore. So you can put like Orlando, Florida, Sanford, Florida, wherever you're at, but not the actual street address. So if you have that on there, take that off. Your legal name, your address or geographic area. That's what it means by that. Telephone number, professional email address. Make sure your email address is professional. Okay. Don't put an email address on there. I am too hot for you at gmail.com. Okay. You may like yourself that much, but that's not a professional email address. Well, at least not the profession that you should be going into. Okay. What you want is your first initial, your last name, something like that, something reasonable that will look more professional. Okay. And any social media that is pertinent, like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional social media system. Okay. Now, summary. This is where most people will put things like, I am a professional seeking employment in. Don't put that. Okay. They know you're seeking employment. Why else would they be looking at it? You didn't send them, a get well card with the Okay, y'all can hear me now? There we go. Okay, not sure what happened there, but so please don't put on there that you're seeking employment and such. They know that. Instead, take this area and put on there, say, I am a such and such professional with the core strengths of blah, 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 or my strengths include blah, blah, blah. Describe briefly some of your strongest points. Okay, you see how we changed that? So now everybody that puts on there, I'm seeking employment, they get to yours. Okay, now do you see how you stand out? You're putting yourself out there, you're showing them, this is me, this is what I can do. Bam. Okay, tell them a brief little bit about some of your qualifications and a brand statement, which we're going to talk about that in another one of our classes. How many people know brands like Nike, Just Do It? Everybody runs on Dunkin'. Everybody knows those brands, right? We've all heard of them. Yeah. Okay. You are your own brand. You may not be aware of it. How many people know the students at school? When you hear their name, you know what type of quality work they do. You know if they're there on time. You know what their grades are. How many people know people at school like that? You know who these people are. You also know who you don't want to be associated with. You do. That's their brand. You hear their name, you instantly think, what type of person? You know your mic's on? Okay. Okay, hold on here. Coming up here. Well, that's loud. So we're just gonna mute your mic for you. There we go. All right. So that is your brand. People will recognize you, know your quality, etc., by your name alone. Okay, and you need to protect your brand because I want you to realize that competition needs competition Everyone knows like Universal needs Disney. One company can't handle all of the things. So you'd be surprised that the executives from both meet with each other on a regular basis to figure out, hey, if we do this, that's going to send more people to you. How long can you handle it? And then we'll do something new. They actually work together to manipulate the crowds. Okay. So you want to make sure you keep your brand clean because these companies you're going to work for, even when they don't seem like they're friendly to each other, they know about each other. So if you mess up your brand at one company and you go to another, your reputation and your brand's going to get there before you. So keep your brand clean because if you impress somebody with your brand, you impress a couple of people. If you make people bothered, irritated, or you let your brand quality go down, 10 to 20 people will hear about it. It's harder to improve your brand or bring it back than it is to keep it good or to damage it. Okay. So your skills section on your resume, both hard and soft skills, make sure you give equal bearing to both. They want to see both. You'd be surprised how much they need to see both. You can bullet them. This is a bullet here in case you don't know what those are. That's what those dots are. And you can put them in two columns, one down here, one down there, if you have a lot. And remember, stack them the way the employer wants to see them. And again, reflect those keywords. You're going to keep hearing that. And this, always be honest. Don't stretch the truth. Be honest. Because I'll tell you, if you get hired because you are dishonest, you're going to be fired because you're dishonest. Because someone's going to call you out on it. Now, your education. If you're no longer a student, you're going to list your most recent diploma or degree. Now, if you're still in school, this. You put your expected graduation date. Don't say still student. Do not say I'm still a student. You just say expected graduation date. Why? Because you're not just a student, still a student. You are a professional. Start, keep reiterating that. You are a professional. This is you. This is your career. This is what you do. Now, your experience. People get hung up on that. Well, I don't have experience. If you've worked anywhere, you put that down. Newest to oldest, okay? Name of your company, city and state, start and end date. Okay, now if you were there an extremely short time, only a couple of days, etc., leave that off. Okay, leave that off. And it's okay to have gaps in your work experience. You may have to explain it in the interview. We had the pandemic. I stayed home to take care of parents, kids, etc. I went to school. I did this. You know, you may have to explain it, but that's okay. Now, some people have to explain things like incarcerations. Say, unfortunately, I did some things that I had to, figure out in my life, and I've turned things around and I am moving forward. If you're asked about things like incarcerations, don't deny it. Say, I am on a different route and I am moving forward and I am happy with this new path I'm on, things like that. Turn everything around to a positive because that will never hold you back if you keep doing that. Always believe in yourself and move forward. Okay. Now, resume formats. There's a couple of different kinds. There's a timeline of skills and a combination, and some of them are just exactly what they are. A timeline goes as a chronological resume. Boom, 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 straight down the line. Skills. List all your skills up at the top. Okay. And then what we call a combination. So it's going to have your your skills and times going back and forth. Now, yours will typically have your skills at the top because you're getting them in order. All right. Does that make sense? Never got that because you're coming out of school, most of your skills will be at the top because you don't have a lot of experience yet. So that's most likely how they're going to list it, and then they're going to try to put your jobs in there. Now, don't think that jobs that you've had don't have bearing. I worked at Denny's. I learned conflict management, so you don't choke the customers that annoy you. You learn teamwork. You learn different skills from these jobs that people don't think about. You learn time management. You learn how to handle multiple things. These other jobs, people try to, push them off like they don't mean anything. You learn all those employability skills. So please don't take your work history and think it was nothing. Okay. Now, how many people realize you should be saving your resume in different formats? Did you know this? There's a reason for it. All right. Angel knows this is a good thing. Yes. So you save your master as a Word document. Okay. That way you can edit it nice and easy. But when you send it to someone, a PDF, because you don't want them to change it. If they print it, you want it to look the way you decided. Also realize sometimes people don't want you hired for whatever reason. If you send it in a Word document, that person there can change it. They can make you look bad. I know that sounds paranoid, but it happens. Okay, a PDF is hard for them to do that. And then plain text. How many people use like Indeed and stuff like that? Yeah, I know. I actually fired somebody for doing that. Yeah, I don't mind firing people. Mm-mm. Because if you fired someone, you did something that caused me to have to fire you. And we suspected that she was doing this. So what we did was we created some resumes and we sent them to her. And then we had her bring the resumes in and they were different. Yeah. So we confronted her about it and she tried to blame somebody else. And yeah, we escorted her with security out. That was a fun day. Yep. Bought the rest of the office ice cream that day. Loved it. I don't feel bad when people lose their job over something they do. Okay. Not at all. If you cause it, don't play the hit me back game. Okay. That's where someone does something and then they complain somebody hit me back. If you do something wrong, own up to it. Take the consequences, become a better person for that, and move on. Okay. Always own up to anything you do wrong. Okay. So now, how many people use Indeed or Monster.com, any of these things to apply? That's online. Okay. So before you apply, save your resume as plain text. That's an option. Save it as that. When you go to those websites, upload the plain text one. It's going to fill out 90 to 95% of that application for you. It's extremely good at breaking things down, much better than if you upload the Word document. Okay. Save yourself a lot of time. It's going to put all your work history in the right place, your skills in the right place, et cetera, et cetera. Do that automatically for you. Now, if you are a very creative person, you can do a web-based or a visual resume. And so those are out there and available, but we're not going to go into those really per se. Make a checklist here, proofread it, spell check it. But this is one I want you to pay attention to here. Read it. Okay. There's a reason for it. It may be spelled correctly, but that doesn't mean it makes sense. Okay. It might be spelled correctly, yes, but the word could be wrong. So please check it. Okay. So, so do that. Now, professional references, this is something people get incorrect all the time. So I want you to look at this example here. When you do your professional references up here, This is your information. Always have your information on there. Okay. Make sure you include your information on the top. Hint, this is a midterm question, and about 90% of the people will get this incorrect. Your information does go at the top of your professional references. These are not personal references, these are professional references. They need to make sure that these people know your professional work. A personal reference can be a professional one if they know your work. All right. They should have names in here. They should have a way to contact them, phone number, emails, and it should have their addresses because they are going to call, they are going to verify, and sometimes they will do every single one of them. All right. Does everybody got all this information? You understand we are going to start putting this information together and really pushing on how to improve. So this is building. Okay. And this information is going to come together when you go in and talk about your resume. So I really want to make sure you got this. And we're going to find out. So right here, it lists 3 unique, meaning different things you learned about resumes today. I want you to be specific. It's got to be something we covered in the class today. So something you learned about. And it's not a trick question because this is something that's so important because I'll tell you, I was doing things incorrectly when I started my job search again. And we're going to find out more tips and tricks to it. That sounds kind of cheesy, tips and tricks on jobs and that, but people are doing things wrong because we don't know. Things have changed and we didn't change with them because no one told us we had to. All right. So let's do this. Get those 3 things in. Let me know what you learned. Make sure you get everything for the week done up by Sunday. Get this daily participation in by 11:59. Get that attendance. More importantly, take some time for yourself, get some rest, enjoy the weekend, and be back Monday at 6 p.m. All right? Y'all have a great weekend, and we will see you then.